What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S, part of Den Media Group, presented by the MFTK Foundation. We've been doing a whole bunch of stuff, traveling the world, doing 7-on-7. Miles put out a fire ass edit. Got stuff going viral. B5 doing B5 things. We were in Houston last weekend. Linked up with my teammate Antonio Cromartie, whose son is like that. Julian is that pressure. He got some big plays. I like Julian because, like his dad, he knows he's a playmaker, right? And I like that. And he's a good kid. He also he's like, all right, man, I know this B5 team and everything, but, can y'all throw the ball to somebody else? And I'm like, we go watch the film. B5 throws are to B5. B5 open. But you know who else is open? Julian and a couple other guys. My guy is like, it's like watching Crow. Like, he's 6, except for he's taller. He's bigger than Crow was at that age. And being around these guys now more, and this is year 2 of me doing 7-on-7, makes me realize I don't understand fucking recruiting. Like, what the fuck do we want? Do they want? They want the kids to beg to come to Florida State or some shit like that? Like, everybody and their mama is recruiting this kid. And yet, we're going to be cool. No, bro, we are the ugly bitch right now. Like, we gotta act way different than we are. Entirely too cool, calm, and collective when it comes to recruiting. In my opinion, I'm gonna give you the opinion. Some of them are getting it, but for the most part, I'm sitting here bruh. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? If he's not number one, who is number one on our board? He's a fucking legacy. From Tallahassee, you know what every boy, why Trey, I'm going to give you guys free game. You know why? Trey likes Florida State, right? And Kyle. You know why they really want to go there? It has nothing to do with Florida State. It's everything to do with their grandparents live in fucking Tallahassee. Every kid likes their grandparents for the most part. If you had good ones, at least that's what I did. I thought about Rutgers in New Jersey. Only because my grandmother lived in New Jersey. Well, that's where she fucking lives. My grandmother lives in the fucking hood anyway. Excuse me. Her home wasn't the hood before crack hit. Or heroin. I think heroin was the first thing, as the old heads say, was the first thing they got it. But then when crack hit, it made it even worse. But my son wants to go hang out. So you know what? You have a built-in advantage for the state. Crow's from Tallahassee. His mom, actually, I think he says his mom moved to Houston. My fault. But he got family there. What up, Delphonic? My guy here. Hope to see you in Atlanta next week. But anyways, we're going to have Crow hopefully on next week, and I'll probably try to do some more interviews with some of my guys. But Houston was fun. We only had 13 guys come. We had a dirty dozen. 13 guys with a quarterback. So it's 12 guys that we can use. One of them guys was a big tight end, couldn't use him anywhere else. So that means 11 guys that we can use. We had only 2 corners, and we had 5 fucking safeties. The wide receivers who could play safety, they couldn't play corner. Corner's job is to essentially eliminate the wide receiver. Safety's job is to provide safety. They're to assist. So imagine having 5 assisters when you need 5 stoppers. You need 5 guys that can go. You only had 2 guys that could go. Very, very very bad situation for us. But all in all, we lost 19-18 to All In. We lost who's shit the linebacker from not Matthew Thomas, D-Jax, the Florida State D-Jax. What's D-Jax's real name? A lot of y'all, my Florida State fans know who I'm talking about. Just played under tag. Says he wants to do the model thing and wants to do some other stuff. We lost to them 19-18. Should have won. Had some really bad reads. Our quarterback kind of, he did. Is that what it is? No, Darrell Jackson is the one now. DJ's played linebacker. Dontavius Jackson. That's it. Dontavius Jackson. Yep. It's one of them names. Yeah. You got the one. Yeah, well, you got Dontavius, man. That's a wild. Yeah, you wild for that. But his name is Dontavius. But anyway, so that's kind of the recap on that though. RG3's team won. It just wasn't a lot of stuff right here. A lot of good going on, but that's what was going on with us this past weekend. Next one is the Sevens in Atlanta. Would love to see people come and support that. We have 2 teams going to the Sevens, and everybody else is playing in Lake City. We are trying to raise money. You could go hit that that QR code is for the website or for the yeah, you go to the MFTK Foundation. He didn't lose the Boston College game. That's not the game he lost. It was the Boise State game that he lost by not recovering the fumble. With 2 players were sitting there looking at the ball. Like, yeah, I fully remember that game because I was aggravated because everybody blamed tag, which it does fall on the head coach. But you got to run the ball. You had Cam Akers, 2-time Super Bowl champion Cam Akers, who was your best player on your team, and you want to throw the ball when you're up and you're going 3 and out. Just fucking run the ball. Like, that's it. Take your ball and go home. But then you also got a bunch of guys. Oh man, our coaches suck. And you got 2 guys with no. Like, if I took the picture, I wish you could find it right now because I don't want to. This is the past, but you have 2 guys and there's not a Boise. There's not blue around them. There's nothing but garnet and gold. These motherfuckers don't even get the ball. It's why I also figured out something too that I do. I have a serious, real deal problem with hotels. I put kids in 2 nice hotels. I get really good deals on them, but like I have to change what I do because I think they're spoiled. Like, but the Spring Hill Suites we stayed at was really nice. It was brand new, renovated. And you know what was next to it? Cigars International. I was in heaven. Went smoked a cigar, had a great time, hung out in Houston. We had kids partying. Crow son took my goddamn quarterback and my tight end out, little baby Gronk. They had a good they had a good time, too good of a time. Can't have these kids out here doing these shenanigans. But all in all, it was kind of cool. But again, the Sevens is coming up. But oh yeah, that game too was when the hurricane came in. The hurricane that didn't hit Jacksonville. That just stayed out to sea. They had to move the game from Jacksonville to Tallahassee. Selling $10 tickets. Had to move the whole tailgate over. I don't think I've ever told people what happened. I lost like $5,000 that game because of the tailgate. So they canceled the tailgate, and then I had to try to refund everybody their money. And the money was wild. Like, so I refunded some people their money through the app, and it didn't get there fast enough. So they also hit in PayPal. That's why I stopped using not Ticketmaster. I started using Ticket Tailor Event. I stopped using Eventbrite because of that. Everybody, all they had to do is go and say that the event didn't happen, even though it did happen. I got hit with I refunded people their money, and I got hit with refund fees from PayPal. So like, and some of my deposits did not get returned. Boy, I was hurting. It took me a minute to recover from that. That's why a lot of people don't understand. Like when people like, I try to give such good customer service. I got to learn how to be just to not give a fuck with stuff, and I'm getting better at that. Getting way better at that. But yeah. So Del, I'll have some Spartan merch. Just tell me what you want to have. I should have the new hats. The Honey Dripper hats. I got the NWA hats. We have the FAMU hats. We have the Bowls hats. We have the FSU hats. We have blue and gold for University Christian now. I think there might be another one, but and then we have some stuff for people who want to just buy stuff. You know, but we don't have this on sale yet. So we also have a book bag sweat combo. Unfortunately, we still got to collect some of our 250 still, but that's a little bit on that. But you can hit me up though if you want. Anybody who wants Spartan merch, if you want hats, let me know. I'm no longer selling them for 25. I had to go back up to the OG price now that the things are here. I may still go for 30. I may do that still for a couple more weeks just to see if we can sell out of them. But on that note, we're gonna start our show off with the same way we start our show off each and every day we do it. With a word of prayer.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Nobody wanna thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Let's go ahead and while we go, I want you to show one of those highlights from the weekend, Miles. But while we go into this, we got our MFTK segment with the 7-on-7. Find out why IMG is so good and why they beat the hell out of us. NCAA, we got FSU news, settlements, just a bunch of other different things going on. Hot seats, the new video game, go to the NFL, with some roster moves, and then BS. We'll probably talk about some of these different things, but man, dog, Jaden, we ain't did a show since last week, right? Last Wednesday? Or was it Friday? We couldn't have done Friday because I was traveling Friday, I believe. Yeah, I was traveling Friday. So we did one. So we got this is all the news. All right. We'll go, but let's just show a clip of the highlights from any update on that kid? Is he leading the chant? Yeah, I think he's a senior this year coming up for Hawaii. The one who did when we did our research. Because we haven't been doing that for a year now, right? The prayer. Yeah. He was I think he's a senior this year coming up. All right, let's show that MFTK highlights from Houston. Oh, I thought you had already had it. Don't worry about it. If you don't, that's not it. No, the IMG thing. All right, well, we can talk about that. IMG. I gotta find. Everybody's hit me with this. Everybody hit me with the IMG. I got so many things, but who cares where you get your money from if it's capitalism? You know how many, like we watched, most of you guys watched Power in the Power universe. Like drug dealers' kids go to private schools. Right now, politicians who steal money from people, your tax dollars are going to pay for. Like, I believe if you're a politician, you get paid by tax dollars. You should be required by law to send your kid to a public school that's funded by tax dollars. It could be your public school in a nice neighborhood, but it should be a public school. But it's not. They're going to private school. So I really don't care about this. But Florida's IMG Academy hit with $1.7 million fine for accepting tuition linked to the Mexican drug cartel. The U.S. Department of Treasury announced that IMG will be fined $1.72 million for accepting tuition fees for 2 students whose parents are linked to Mexican drug cartels. Over 5 consecutive years, IMG repeatedly transacted with 2 individuals whom OFAC sanctioned based upon their ties to the sanctioned Mexican drug cartel. Who are the kids? Who are the drug cartels? And I'm gonna be honest with you, who cares? Like, all right, so there's a really good, I don't know, Miles, did you watch The Wire?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm giving free promo right here. If you like The Wire, so we can get the chat going, could you please just put like raise your hand in the chat if you like the TV show The Wire, and if you like AI. AI is probably going to be the devil. It's going to be the end of all of us, and it's okay because I've learned that it's not white people in general, but it's the white ones who are in charge. That's most of the people who are in charge are white. They would rather kill all of us than let anybody else get a come up. I'm learning that. So we're literally going to, we're doing everything that Terminator promised us. Like an iRobot and all these other things. But at least I'm going to be entertained, and it's my grandkids, my great grandkids probably. I'll be dead by the time all of this. Probably my great greats. I think it's going to take a little bit of time. The Wire has this series. It's called The Wire Stories. If you're on Facebook, it's also on IG. But this guy has literally went and recreated or created a Wire universe post the last season, and they have like little. It's almost like a comic. It's like an animated comic book almost. He narrates it. They have the videos, and they have. I don't know. The song is stuck in my head. It's like it's like that's the song that's going behind, like when he's reading it to you, and you're looking over this stuff, and they got characters. They have a Baltimore, New York war. I'm saying all this to say is those drug dealers' kids went to school. They got money. They got to put it in there, and it's just capitalism. You know how you can really how you can make the world a safer place to where drug dealers aren't anywhere near as bad as what they are? Just legalize them. Then you don't have to worry about it. Then you can tax it. Then you can do all of the different things that you want to. And then you know what IMG can do? Well, one, they won't make as much money because it would be more freely and readily available. But then you won't have to like punish kids who maybe don't want to be drug dealers. Maybe their parents are learning the lessons and saying, you know what? I did some things bad. I want my kids to have better than what I had. And so they pay for them to go to IMG, or they're elite athletes. Because ain't nobody going to IMG for the fucking education. You're a great tennis player, good lacrosse, good softball. What? Okay, is IMG soccer like that? Because that's the only thing I could think of. Mexicans don't give a fuck about none of them other sports. Yeah. I mean, it's more of a description. What Mexican, and when's the last time you were like, damn, that Mexican could shoot the fuck out of a 3-pointer? That Mexican dunked. Like nobody ever, when we think about Hispanics, like it's just, hey, this is what they do. Play soccer. A lot. It's not fields and fields of football. I mean, it's football, but it's not football going on. But like, what does this do? Like, give me why they whooped our ass in football. That ain't why they beat us. I need to know if the drug cartel threatened my kids before Mandarin played IMG last year. That's the story. And I'm gonna be honest with you. What is IMG's tuition? And this is over 5 years. You find a 1.7 million over for 5 years. What does that come out to? 1, 7. All right, divided by 5 and 2 students. So you effectively it's $170,000 annually for this person. That's what you're finding them for the 2 students per student over 5 years. IMG Academy tuition. So a full academic year at IMG is right under $100,000. Right. So you just hit them for basically double the tuition almost. So you didn't really punish them at all. They get sponsorship money and they're founded by a fucking IMG is a international management group. So they're a sports agency that's been making tons of money. This is just going to be a write-off. But yeah, well, hey. It's not gonna help. It's not gonna stop the ass whippings that they're giving to football teams. So
I didn't know.
I mean, yeah. Imagine if we took that same energy and we used that, we applied that to everything.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine, like right now, somebody comes in and wants to donate $100,000 to MFTK. I gotta find out if they're a drug cartel.
Yeah.
I can't just be happy that somebody wanted to donate money to the kids. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of work. Like, why can't I just take the bread? Like, that's a whole nother like department. Like, now maybe maybe they warned them and they kept taking the money. I wonder if that could be the issue. Let me see if there's more in other articles. Because this doesn't tell me the full story. Remind me, we got a OG Wildin segment that I gotta go take part of. With Dion, with our favorite three-toed guy. Never mind, I ain't going through all that. That's too much looking up. But all right, let's go to the next thing. That's crazy.
This is highlight. Y'all were in Miami for this?
No, we were in Houston.
Houston. Okay. 7-on-7.
Mm-hmm.
In the studio, trying to calm your soul, looking at your manager. I think Chris, the guy, man, I'll put you in the trunk with these soul. Feel wheel in my shot. I'm so prolific with these scriptures, they might give me a smile. Hey, I know you lame when you was in school. The little thing you ain't used to, and it was easy for you to move to.
This little stay right there.
That quarterback is yours too?
Or
he works with y'all?
Will, our quarterback that we had throwing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kid we like right there. We took him. He was at Camden High School last year. He's going to Orlando Evans now. Yeah, he's in junior in high school. He'll be a senior next year, 2027.
The one throwing the ball.
Yeah, the one throwing the ball.
I thought he was someone getting paid like
no,
throwing it.
No, he's a 3-star quarterback. Will Jackson. By the way, I feel so bad. I gotta ask them if they finally got home. Frontier Airlines like literally tried to hold them hostage.
Really?
Like they
Oh, they're the
canceled all the
worst.
flights.
They are the worst. That's where
So
I went,
everybody
got
missed their
trapped in
flight.
Puerto Rico.
Everybody missed their flight except for the people whose flight was the last. 8:18 p.m. They were supposed to be flying out. And they did not. They ended up having to stay. They didn't fly. I think they flew to Denver sometime yesterday afternoon. So I hope they got home yesterday.
Yeah, Frontier is the worst. Don't fly Frontier. Don't use Expedia or Travel or any of those third party.
No, they stink. You don't get it. You don't get that flight cheap though. But you might not get the flight.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And then they want to say, "Well, you paid for the basic fare. We can't do anything else. We can't give you a." One of my kids, Michael Slade, decided that he didn't decide. Like he was trying to fly out, right? He tried to check in through the app, and they wouldn't let him check in. He's there at the airport. Apparently, in Frontier, if you're not at the gate, checked in a full hour before the flight, you can't check in. Like no other airline. I fly American all the time. Like I know that the gate close. If I want to check a bag, I better get there. I better get there an hour if I want to check a bag. If I want my bags to make that flight. Now, if I don't want my bags to make that flight and I don't care, I know as long as I'm there before 10 minutes, I think it's 10 minutes is when the doors close before takeoff. But yeah, I don't know. Gerard put who's QB1. It's either him or another kid named Jackson, who's a 2028 from out of he's not Lake Mary. He's shit. I forgot what school he goes to. He plays for Stuntman. That's his normal team. But we bringing him in. We'll have two quarterbacks at the sevens. So we should be doing our thug dizzle. So but yeah. So going to the next thing. That's what they're predicting FSU to go to?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm cool with Orlando.
Bowl game.
That's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I didn't think.
FSU in bowl games right now.
Yeah.
I don't see that one happen, but Pop-Tarts Bowl against Cincinnati. Yeah, way too early. But I don't think they will get past Jacksonville. If that were to be the case. I do believe that Florida we would be going to the Gator Bowl. 9 wins is crazy. Crazy talk though.
That's what I was saying. He's talking about 9-10 wins. All right.
Yeah, I wish I could go see who Brett McMurphy actually has us listed with, but you got to pay for On3 to be able to do that, and I just refuse to pay for On3 to be able to do those different things. But yeah. Yeah, that's I'd be happy with that in general. Florida State, in general, one of the things I think that's the problem with Florida State is it's so toxic right now at Florida State. Beyond toxic that and people are going to interview your coach every week, right? So I would love to say that the best thing that we could probably do is to maybe not talk, Florida State to not talk, but I don't think that's going to help because they're going to keep interviewing Coach Norvell. And Coach Norvell is saying shit like, I'm going to work, I'm going to grind, I'm going to do this. And then people are just ripping him apart for that. And I don't like that for Coach Norvell. Because what the fuck is he supposed to say?
Right. There's one thing he can say. That's it.
he's supposed to want to work hard. He's supposed to want to keep doing better. And people are like, I don't want to hear you talk. Like, so people just put up a microphone in front of, and you just want Coach Norvell to be mute. You know what happens if he doesn't talk? People are going to be like, oh, he's not talking. He doesn't talk enough.
What people really want is something that appeases their new thoughtful intelligence as fans. They think they're smarter as fans now, so they want to hear a game plan, even if the game plan don't make sense. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it. This is next level stuff. They just want to feel smart.
That's really the big thing, is just people just want to feel smart.
You don't know.
No idea what's going on. And even when I'm breaking it down, and I remember it was a guy, because I have it. It's in the replies. I haven't been on Twitter enough. I haven't been on social media enough. This is going to be my platform to vent. I got people like, oh, we don't talk to you enough. Bitch, I ain't talking to nobody. I've been fighting for my life. I'm sitting, I'm like, yo, I'm like, you can't think to, bitch, I can't think to talk to myself. Like, I took time out yesterday to finally do something that I truly enjoyed doing for a little bit. I coached my son's 12U football team. I got a call and I forgot to call the person back, which I do. I don't mean it when I tell you that I'm not going to call you. I don't mean to not call you back. Just know there's a 1,000 fucking different things that are going on in my phone. And yes, I might not text you back. I might not call you back. I promise you, I did not sit there and say, yo, fuck this person that I actually like. That is not how it came off. And if you're going to deal with me on a day-to-day basis, right, I need you to know I'm not trying to say that to you. Because it bothers me when I unintentionally hurt people. Because I'd rather intentionally hurt you. Because most of the time I'm not thinking about anything that deep. And it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of stuff, like, damn, you really think that like you, so like if you take a step back, the man got 2 kids. The man I ain't seen my own goddamn sons. I was home for a few days. Actually had to leave. I had to leave what I was doing at the Super Bowl to go be with my kids, make sure my son's team was coached. So I coached my son, and then I finally got a chance to hang out with my 7-year-old. For what y'all don't realize is, women, men, or whoever, there is only one person who's going to demand that I overextend my amount of words that I use in a day. And that is my motherfucking 7-year-old. He does not give a shit about what happened. Daddy, you gonna talk to me. And you gonna be here. So, like, anyways, so I just had to think about that because I forget shit. But there are people who are worried about, and so in this, I have had times where I don't get a chance to go engage in things that I have usually had time for, right? The social media banter that I used to love, the back and forth. Hell, it's probably why we haven't had a fucking show. We've had 4 shows this month, I think. If that. So when we're consistently doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m.-ish, we consistently do that. I haven't had time to put reels up. I haven't had time to do a lot of different things. So if I don't have time to make money, I might not have time for you. I apologize, but it's not going to change. But one of the things is people are arguing right now about the Florida State quarterback situation. This is on the day after VD. Football season ain't till September, ain't till the end of August, man. We ain't had spring ball. Nobody has seen a fucking pass get thrown. Well, I don't know about Ashton Daniels. I don't know what his situation was. I know he was at Auburn. He was a backup at Auburn. He didn't start there. They brought him over to Florida State because they felt they could do something different. Auburn wasn't a very good team. I know we got a junior college kid that's pretty fucking good, and I happen to like Sperry. I've seen guys come in the summertime and beat out guys who've been there for spring ball is 15 practices. I can tell you what 15 days they are. It's kind of weird. They're not having a spring game this year again because they don't fucking like you people because you're so toxic. Imagine being so toxic that your spouse or the person that you love, that you claim to love, doesn't want to be around you. That is basically FSU football right now. They don't want to have a spring game because they don't want to show you anything because you're going to overanalyze everything. And then the people that don't know anything about football are going to tell you that they know everything about football, and they're going to tell you that the things are good, and they're not. We don't know. That's what we don't know. We don't know. But here's what we do know. If we had a quarterback that was probably over 6 foot that could see the middle of the fucking field, Florida State probably is an 8-win program last year. 9 wins. So I don't give a fuck who starts their quarterback. If they can hit the middle of the fucking field and a guy can catch the ball, we're straight. I don't like winning only 7 games in 2 years. It stinks. But you know what I'm not going to do? If Florida State is to only win 2 games, if Florida State is to only win 5 games, you know what I'm not about to start dreading? I'm not dreading that right now. I got way bigger fish to fry. I'm going to be, hey, as optimistic about any team that I'm looking at or I'm trying to analyze, because we have nothing to fucking hold it up against. I'll tell you this much. I ain't picked Florida State to beat Alabama. I can promise you that shit. Now, I did pick Florida State to beat LSU coming off of a 5-7 team because I thought we were better. I thought we improved. I'm still not going to pick Florida State to beat Alabama, even though we beat the shit out of Alabama last year. Like, that wasn't an accidental win. That wasn't a luck win. That was a ass whipping. So the same team that went and beat the fuck out of a college football playoff team, whether they deserve to be in it or not, is not my opinion. They were there. They beat the fuck out of them. And the only reason it was even close to what it was is because of a muffed punt. Had they caught that damn punt, they were going to score again, and the boat race would have commenced. That's the same team that fucking lost to Stanford with nobody healthy. Lost to a Virginia team. Lost to a Virginia team that beat a team that was arguably supposed to be in the college football playoff with Missouri. Like, that's the other thing that we don't take into account. We should have beat Virginia. No excuse for Stanford. 0 excuses for Stanford. I forget all the teams we lost to. But, like, some of those teams just were improved. They were better than what we thought. And we weren't as good as what we thought, beating the shit out of Alabama. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm starting to believe what some of these people are talking about with NIL. I don't think you know what? Let's blow it up so I can read it. Mississippi State Court. He's at Mississippi State. Damn. Mississippi State. God damn. What school has he been to? Mississippi State quarterback Jaden Rashada has reached a settlement with former Florida coach Billy Napier, booster Hugh Hathcock, and former UF staffer Marcus Walker. That's the one whose old lady got ran through by everybody. At the heart of the suit was a $13.85 million contract that played a role in Rashada flipping from Miami to Florida in 2022. Damn, that's crazy. That really was 4 years ago. Yo. Well, yeah, fall of 20. So 3.5. So I'm starting to believe, and I'm looking at guys, I'm looking at you, Denny Thompson, and some of my friends. It is no longer about going to the NFL. It is about getting as much, which is fine. It's about getting as much money as you can right now, because you don't believe that you're going to be making money after college, which is fine. That's capitalism at its best. I cannot argue that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that premise. We should all search and do that. We've seen it with entertainers all the time. They have if once you start shifting your mindset into looking at this for what it is and what it always has been, entertainment, things will be different. Now, it is not my duty to wonder what's going to happen to this kid's life after college football. Just like none of you guys care about Little Romeo. When was the last time anybody asked about Little Romeo?
Why would we?
What I'm saying is Little Romeo probably made that kind of money when he was 16. And then after that, nobody's giving a fuck about what's going on with Little Romeo. Sammy, the singer. I like the way, like, nobody cares. Who's the little white girl that had the song, Leave, Get Out, Right Now, That's the End of You? Nobody gives a fuck about her. She probably made about $2 million up front.
Everybody from the hardball video.
Like, the puppies when I was coming up. Hey, little mama, why you dress so? And I know they weren't making. They probably only made thousands. And nobody gives a fuck about what they're doing in their life right now. So stop acting like you care about these kids and their lives after this. You don't give a fuck. You're just mad because they're making more money than you right now. And I get it. It's not going to change them making more money than you right now. But I'm looking at quarterbacks. Like I literally looked at a quarterback that I know. So they signed the quarterback from South Florida, signed to Auburn, right? Coach left to go with his coach, right? The backup followed to go to the same school.
He's like, I like being a backup. I don't know where you going. I'm feeling him.
Like, again, it's SEC money, different. Like, but you're still a back. You could, okay, fine. To send his quarterback that left the place where he was going to probably be the starter, or could have started this year because the other guy was struggling, to go to a school to be the backup, to leave that school to go now be a backup again because they brought in another guy. They brought in like 6 guys at South Florida.
But he's getting paid, right?
But he's getting paid.
Yeah.
But my thing is what the fuck is going to happen when it's like, to get to the league? Like, dead. I'm dead to fuck serious. I'm telling you guys this. This is me not being like a jerk or facetious or any of that stuff. Like, unless it is a $250,000, $500,000 bump, it really ain't that pressing, dog. If you think you're good enough to go to the league. But if you don't think you're good enough to go to the league, and I get where you're coming from.
Also, the way the league's been with quarterbacks, he might feel kind of confident that he'll always be valuable.
Who knows? You got to get drafted first, though.
It's a risky bet.
Right. But like, if the goal is just to be, and I do think that there is an opportunity to maybe make some more rules and guidelines. If this is now the new goal, give everybody 5 to 6 years to play college. Keep the rule where you can leave in 3. Make it to one. If it's going to be 1 or 2 transfers, go ahead. No more red shirts. No more med reds. You get 6 years to play college ball. And then you can do all of the shit that you do. It becomes a minor league at that point, an official minor league. You know why I can say that? Look at how baseball minor leagues work. You get drafted by a team, right? You get put into their minor league system. If you stay into that minor league system for 5 years, upon the 5th year, there is an automatic, like you get, what is it? Is it a redraft? I forgot what it was. But after 5 years, there's you something different happens to you, to your contract. Period. That's it. Just change the rule. Just call it what it is. But this shit right here, where we're suing people and we're doing all of these different things, man, this isn't about the game. This is just about money. And that's because, and to be honest with you, that shows his father had more foresight in his son than what anybody else had. He knew his son wasn't that good. He know his son wasn't that good, so he's like, you know what? I'm gonna get as much money out of this as I possibly can.
Rookie minimum is around 840,000.
Yeah.
Number one.
54 million for the length of the contract. It's $840,000 annually. But when you add some bonuses and incentives, it's getting close to about $1 million. In a few years, it'll be $1 million, which will be the rookie minimum.
Someone like him would go for it.
He would be a rookie million. He's more valuable in college right now. Well, he was. He hasn't played. He hasn't made a. He's been at Arizona State. He's been at Georgia. Now he's at Mississippi State. He was at Florida. He was at Miami. Flipped to Florida. Like, he's been so many. And his dad is Arizona. He's from Arizona. Like, he's an Arizona State alum.
Yeah. Money's getting crazy.
Our number right now for Trey is $500,000. $500,000. Hey, son, what do we want to do? Do you want to play in the NFL, or do you want to just be a college guy? Because again, here's the thing. Eventually, all of this shit has to end, and you have to go to the real world. And what do you want to be remembered? Like, at a certain point, legacy. I know people who don't have a legacy love to talk about legacy. I think one of the coolest things that I can do is my sons get to walk around Florida State campus like they scored 10 touchdowns. Imagine I could have done that and made some bread. Would have loved that shit. Oh, bro, I would have fucking made money because I'm a hustler. And I wouldn't even need it a lot. I just won. Man, shit. I would have made.
When you started your first gym, you had the boon of NCAA contract.
Yeah, man, if I'd have done give me 6,000-7,000 a month in college in Tallahassee during that time, couldn't tell me shit, bro. I'd have been a whore. I'd have been everywhere. It'd have been cool. I'd have probably got into podcasting at that point. We'd have just had the fullback show. It would have been some crazy shenanigans.
Now you know why he's sick.
I get it. I do 100% get it. But at a certain point, what are we doing here? It's Van Wilder. So everybody complains about it. And we now know who Van Wilder is. It's the machine. I met him. He's cool as shit. I'm not here to I'm not going to be one of those people that actually, I've lived a really dope ass life outside of college, but I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I didn't have a blast in college. We were winning. The only problem I had was with the old heads that didn't like that we didn't win enough for them. But money, because that's the only advantage that the old heads had. If we're being real, that's why younger women go for older men. Security. Now that you can balance that, you were already in shape. You can already go multiple rounds. Now I got bread.
Yeah. Right.
I could go pull your wife. Now I can flip the Uno reverse that bitch.
Yeah.
I'm out in Cologne scoping your broad. You over there trying to come on the campus. I'm over there trying to get the old women that can bake. Because old women, what I tell people, I try to tell these young guys, old women do things that the young women don't do. And I ain't talking about sexually. I'm talking about they cook. They got things like oats, barley, wheat. They can make you some oatmeal, some porridge, biscuits from scratch. Yeah, you just over there get your nourishment. Told y'all the peach cobbler story. You don't know what it's like to have a woman to tell you that you can't go nowhere until after she got a peach cobbler in the oven. It's amazing. But anyway, Jaden Rashada and this stuff right here. I mean, I don't like it, but I love America, so fine. You can sue people for whatever the fuck you want to sue people for. So, kudos. Make your bread. In 3 years, you will be working at UPS. You don't even have a fucking degree, but you'll have a couple million that you'll blow over the course of time and whatever.
So he's such a big deal, but according to Brent, that's a name. Colorado coach Deion Sanders and Syracuse coach Fran Brown again tried to get the NCAA's permission to conduct joint spring football practices after getting denied in 2025. The NCAA denied their new request for 2026, but changes are coming. I mean, why is this so hard to get done?
Liability, somebody gets hurt. I think this is kind of a cool thing to do, especially if you're not going to play these teams. These teams aren't going to play each other. Right. I think it'll be dope. Let kids, they do this in NFL all the time with joint practices and scrimmages. Trying to figure out why would this be changed. It wouldn't be fair to other schools who already started or completed spring practices. Let them get the opportunity. They're turned out for a different reason this time. Do not warrant the relief of legislation. The committee denied it as time because subcommittee is currently reviewing the whole football calendar for possible changes, including spring football practices. Okay, so the subgroup may consider joint practice concepts during its review of spring practice period and consult other governance committees that may be impacted by the concept based on the feedback from memberships and other impacted groups. Consider the legislation that would permit any institution to engage in joint practices. I'm trying to figure out why they won't do it. I hope that it actually does change. I think it would provide for more. Again, the more money would be made in this if the NCAA just stopped trying to pretend. It just went to Big Daddy NFL and followed the exact same shit that the NFL does. Like the NFL has done is the reason why they are the money makers that they are, is they have figured out a way to monetize the entire calendar year. So let's just take it in perspective. In July, the end of July is when training camp starts, right? So football goes from the end of July. So let's just say August. August to the Super Bowl being played next year, Valentine's Day. What was that? August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So that's 6.5. That's 6 months. 6.5 months, right? The combine is at the end of February. So you got 7 months where you dominate, right? You know what happens after that? You have mini camps that start middle of March. You know what happens in April? The draft. You know what happens in June? No, you have rookie mini camps in May. In June, you have OTAs. And then you have about 3 to 4 week period between the middle of June and all the way up until when training camp starts, where there is nothing. The NFL has 10 and a half months out of the year that they can monetize. So let's just take that same mentality and go for college. And let the NCAA control it. With schools having some insight and oversight over who they want to be able to do it with. Take away rivalries, make it to where it's a great experience for kids. But you have cameras there, you have all these type of different things, completely monetizing and showing the Colorado, Syracuse, Florida State. I don't know who Florida State would play that they wouldn't normally play that. Let's say Florida State, USC, right? You got these guys here to spend a week. You do your all you're doing is your practices that you normally would do. And then you scrimmage, instead of scrimmaging each other, you scrimmage somebody that doesn't know it, that doesn't know your tendencies. That makes you a little bit better. And then you go back and you watch the film. you get back, you get rid of early signing period, go back to what it used to be. National Signing Day, the first Wednesday in February, used to be a national holiday. Get it back to what it was. If you want to do an early signing period, make it basically free agency. Make the early signing period the transfer portal period. That's introduce tampering, which already fucking happens. It's a crazy idea that they're still trying to fight something that they introduced because they put their head in the sand. If you would have just take the time to do this shit the right way the first time, and you wouldn't have all of this shit. Stop playing business and do it. It will make so we can stop having people having these false ideas and these false concepts of how the game is changing, how the game has never been more exciting. We talk about it more than we've ever talked about it before. We had regardless of how you feel about the team, we had a team that shouldn't have been in the college football playoffs playing the national championship. How is that not exciting? If it were anybody other than Miami, we would be cheering for that. A 10 seed played against the number 1 seed and had a chance to win it. If that ain't good football, if that ain't good theater, I don't know what you're looking at. These things are what happened in the NFL, and that's what the game is. I wrote a thesis on this in college. Every 10 years, what the NFL was is what college is. And then what college was is what high school is. And it's so on and so on. So you're creating an atmosphere that is good. And the only thing that's holding you back from truly enjoying it is a fear of you not getting what you need to get. Absolutely insane. But it brings me to, hopefully it hasn't bumped out of it, because I hate, again, it's the old heads, and it's the guys who we know were getting bags back in the day, like Bo Jackson. Like, listen to these old curmudgeons talk. Hold on, and they don't even know what some of this shit means that they're mad about.
To be honest, I think it's teaching young kids how to run away from their problems.
He said capitalism is teaching kids how to run away from their problems.
Sports. And what it's done is that, for me, the way I see it, what they've done, in short, they've let the horses out the barn.
Now, this is true.
And forgot to close the gate. And they ain't getting them horses back in the barn. I agree. You give these kids all this money. Nobody have no financial sense. And their agents aren't telling them. They going out spending money like it's growing on trees. They're driving cars and wearing jewelry that costs more than their parents' home. It's just ridiculous. You get pissed off because I yell at you for doing the dumb things on the field, so you're going to go enter the transport portal. And you can leave. And take that money with you. No. It shouldn't work like that. Because if you're going to sign a contract to come play with me, you got to adhere to the rules just like the professional players do.
But see, the problem is, it just goes back to people that are muddy, and the NIL and the transfer portal are two different things.
Right. I'm like, where's he going?
And they don't, and that's the issue, is that the people are loud and wrong and don't know what they're talking about. It's very frustrating. But that's Bo Jackson and Shaq, two motherfuckers who I know benefited from this shit. Shaq, you were in blue chips playing your real self. We know you got bread back in the days of hoop. That's the part that bothers me and it baffles me. Shaq was a one and done. So, Shaq, you at 19 years old was young and getting money. Mad that a 19-year-old is young and getting money. Like, are you listening to yourself speak? Okay, my bad. The motherfucker was still young. He was 20 years old when he probably went there, 21. Bitch, you wasn't old. Right now, okay, so do you know what happens when you with 21-year-olds? Nobody had money. All these people are coming from situations where they don't have as much money. They do have some, like, it's financial. You know what? You want to help these kids? Get them a fucking a good accountant.
Who is he talking about, Mike? Like, these are the problems we had in the 90s. The kids are very much more financially savvy. They have
the jewelry they're wearing is fake. GLD jewelry is not real. The Arabs have figured out a way to take the store that they had in all the malls and put it online. Anyways, my bad. Let's go to the next. Y'all gonna get me on this rant about these old people, man.
Rich parents.
Like a lot of some of these kids are way more fiscally savvy than what you know. It's the parents that's out here shopping. It's the ones with the active parents. Anyway, Sacramento State is making the move to go Division I, playing in the MAC. Further proof that I wish we would have hired Marion at Florida State, but apparently he's a fucking idiot or has an agent that's a dumbass. He's going to Colorado to hopefully try to resurrect that shit when he was already the head coach of a Power Four. I mean, of a Division I school, because they were making the move. He did not believe they were going to make the move, and they just announced that they're going to fucking make the move. So now they're doing that. They're in a conference that they can win. And you know what you want to be right now? Bigger than, if you're not in that top spot getting a lot of money from a Power Four school that has the, that probably get 3 to 4 bids. You want to go and be at the mid-major that's going to be the highest rank, because you're going to be guaranteed a college football playoff spot, which is going to transform you. So the Sacramento States, the North Dakota States, they're coming. These schools are coming, man. And they're going to be shit. They're going to be doing some things, man. So kudos to Sacramento State for making that move. Most impactful transfers. I would say number 2 should probably be number 1, because that's the one that's going to be the most interesting, because I believe he's a combination of Carson Beck and my guy, my Cam Ward. Cam Coleman going to Texas and making my boy Jamie leave. I don't really know if that's as much as what they believe it is. Number 6, I believe, is going to be interesting because of what he was able to do at South Florida. I also believe that coach at South Florida, we talked about that, going over to Auburn, is a better coach than what they've had. But I don't think it's going to make as much of a shakeup in year 1 as what they believe. Jordan Seaton leaving Colorado to go to LSU. I still don't think that their coach is a championship level coach. But those are interesting. I didn't follow the portal enough this year to really be able to try to dig too deep into some of those things. But I agree. I just think number 2 is bigger than number 1.
Hot seats in the NCAA. Oh, well, we already
gotta have one. One of them's got to be on there. Now, I'm shocked that Loxley's been at Maryland as long as he's been there. But I do believe that South Carolina, that's interesting considering a year ago they were probably college football playoff bound. Baylor, I get it. Wisconsin, I don't know. Florida State, yeah. I don't think there's any. The only thing that he could do to truly save his job is to win 10 games. And I don't know if that's happening. North Carolina, just too much drama. Mississippi State hasn't done enough. Colorado, just more pomp than substance. BC, whatever. Oklahoma should be fine. Alabama, those are just programs with expectations that are unrealistic. Everything else is just basically fine. Nobody cares. But I do believe there will be 5 or 6 job openings next year.
Who do you think earned the cover? Yeah, we got
No.
Archie.
Trinidad James. Or Bah? I like him, but no.
Like, who's exciting player?
Malachi Tony right now would have had the most exciting year.
Yeah.
with some of the biggest plays. But I also don't think he replicates that next year. He could be. Well, you know what the reason is? I hope he's not. I have no reason to not want him to be successful. I think he was very, very fun to watch. And one thing I said, hey, we might want to guard 10. But we saw this with Ryan Williams his freshman year. They figure you out. He's not like Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah Smith is a guy that's who really deserves it. We know for a fact Jeremiah Smith's the number 1 pick in 27. So let's stop pretending that. Arch Manning is a last name brand. He did kind of cut it on a little bit toward the end, but he's still not that. Trinidad showed me something, but you also, well, he's not as old as what other people say. Like people try to bitch about him. I got a teammate, David Castillo, that was older than what Trinidad was when I played. He got med-red. He had a red shirt and then he had 2 medical red shirts. This stuff has been happening for a while. Saying we saw saying against like saying look normal in games where he should have been better. So I'm gonna go. If you give me that list, I'm going with Trinidad. But give me JJ. Give me Jeremiah Smith all day.
Moving on to NFL. That's the Jaguars here. It says the Jaguars have a negative $12 million in cap space according to OTP. That's the better situation, just candidate. That honestly never believed that.
The cap doesn't exist. Because all you got to do is this. So when they say restructure with Lewis and the man with 2 last names, all that means is we're gonna take your stuff, we're gonna give it to you in bonuses. And now you're and reduce what your yearly salary is. With Trayvon, P.Y. Strange, Ham, what that means is what we're gonna do is we're gonna restructure your contract, give you bonus money up front, and we're gonna push back your big contract years later. We're gonna kick the can down the road, but we're gonna still give you money. But yeah, some of these guys do you just gotta dump and offload stuff. And you don't need some of these names you can address in the draft. Armstead gave you a good year this year, but he hasn't really given you the value. You'll be fine without him. There's some guys that you would like that you already have on your roster that you would like to be able to see more out of. The guy who he really should sign, but I definitely don't see it happening. At linebacker position, you could probably go. Yeah. You don't want to try to make this risk, but I would go draft the most athletic linebacker that I can find in the draft to fill in for Devin Lloyd. And the reason you only have a 2nd round pick, so yeah. But trying to find that would be my go-to with that.
Miami's 8-time Pro Bowler wide receiver Tyreek Hill is being released. Hill turns 32 on March 1st, is recovering from a dislocated knee and torn ACL, and now will be unrestricted free agent for the first time in his NFL career. His release will save the Dolphins $22.8 million against the salary. I mean, everybody's going to want this, no?
No, I mean, it's that knee. Somebody's going to be able to get him for a coupon, but here's a guy who said he was going to retire at 30 anyway. So, his life has gone downhill since he made that move. He destroyed 2 franchises, 2 lives. KC and his own. Shit, I gotta use the bathroom. Damn, I gotta pee. I'll be right back. But I can't. That's that oldness.
So in 2022 and 23, he surpassed 1,700 yards, leading the NFL in receiving yards during that 2023 season. His 2025 season was cut short due to the knee injury and limiting his production significantly. 2024, 17 games, 81 receptions, 959 yards, 6 touchdowns. This is a brief look of where he's been last. Apparently, you can see the decline, but who knows after all yelling. Any last words on Tyreek?
Nah, that's it. Tyreek is again. He's 32. He is 105 in NFL years at this point, and you have a knee injury. Tough.
Dolphins also releasing Ben Bradley Chubb. This was part of their rebuild process from the first time they tried to rebuild. He was supposed to be peace. I remember that.
Man, it's crazy. I remember Bradley Chubb as the guy who disrespected the Seminole logo.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Everybody was like, "You gonna just let him do that?" Man, shit. The time to fight him was during the fucking game. So, like, I'm trying to fight him after the game.
Besides agent, they literally nothing. Probably will have to waddle. It's a whole rebuild over there. Got a new player for world champion Seahawks. Sources: Pete Thamel, Northern Illinois head coach Thomas Hammock has accepted a job to become the next running backs coach / senior offensive assistant for the Seattle Seahawks. He's expected to become the NFL's highest paid running back coach and shows Seattle made a multiple NFL opportunity.
They didn't say former Northern Illinois head coach, right? Northern Illinois coach. Like, this is the guy that beat Notre Dame a few years ago.
Okay.
Good coach. See why I don't give a fuck about kids leaving?
What's this?
It's a title. Just fancy words. He is a fucking running backs coach, and they're gonna try to have, because his goal right now is to be jump started to try to. I don't know how old he is, but they basically want to push him into becoming a head coach or a top offensive coordinator here in a few years. So you put senior. It's because you can't put offensive coordinator. You have to put this is like a senior head coach or associate head coach. Bitch, there's a head coach and then there's not a head coach. There's no assistant head coach. There's right.
Assistant manager. You're the assistant manager. This is hilarious. I love this.
He looks like a blackface character though.
I was trying not to go there, but
he looked like the king. Like when they talked about when they would draw like the catfish or the kingfish or something like that. That's what he looks like. But congratulations to him. But this is why I don't give a fuck what kids do, because he can leave now. What are they gonna do?
As soon as he's hot, they're leaving.
As soon as they're good. It's just you're gone. Hey, this is family. What about loyalty, bitch? Where? But coach left us in a. We're doing what they're trying to hire you to do. We're making a playoff run, and you leave us.
All right, Super Bowl champs here. Speaking of the Seahawks, that train running. It's unlikely the Seahawks will use their franchise tag on running back and Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker, per league sources. The Seahawks have multiple free agents they want to retain and sign. They also will try to extend wide receiver Jackson Smith and Jigba. There are enough Super Bowl tax costs that now make using the franchise tag this offseason unlikely.
I mean, rightfully so. He's good, but he wasn't you can find another him.
Yeah, you can't find another JSN.
You're not getting another Nick Jigba.
All right, nice little stat here for Mr. Cooper Kupp. first player in NFL history to lead 2 different franchises in receiving yards in a Super Bowl win. Crazy.
I don't know what that's supposed to be. Like that's a weird thing to put in the graphic. Like, are they telling us something? Like, hey, could be.
All right, NFL researcher. Oh, boom. The window to designate franchise and transition players opens today. Below are the projected franchise tag numbers per spot rack. Okay, so,
Shit.
F. Walker would have gotten 14.2. Is that how that works?
Yeah. If you got franchise tag. Right around that. Depends on who would have got. If another running back would have got franchise tag, that he would be, or other people sign. It's like you get the average, I think, of the top 3 salaries in that position.
Okay, that's how they. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Remember a few years ago, the running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't want to take the franchise tag because he wanted a long-term contract, but the franchise tag that he would have took would have given him more money in that 1 year than he had made in his entire time in the NFL. The crazy one, that crazy patience too. Yeah, Le'Veon Bell. Remember he did the rap. Yeah, just that's when we knew it was over.
These young kids just don't know. There's so much. I remember growing up thinking that all I heard about the franchise tag is people would get mad when they got it. At 49ers from Brian McCarthy. At 49ers announced this morning as one of the participants in the NFL game in Mexico City this season. Here's a look at where a record 9 international games will be played in 26 across 4 continents, 7 countries, 8 stadiums. Yeah, London, England, 3 games. Madrid, Spain. That sounds fire. Yeah, for real. Melbourne, Australia. I would love to go. Mexico City, Mexico. Been. Munich, Germany. Paris, France. Rio, Brazil. That's going to be live as well.
Mm-hmm. And all reasons why you don't have Toilet Paper USA halftime shows. You get Bad Bunny because you know who would sell out these things. Like it's becoming an international game. Like international money is like it's key. Like I don't. It's just. Ugh.
I'm happy with the NFL the way it's spread. If you look at our competitor, the NBA, they look up to the NFL.
Everybody.
Worldwide sport. We still make more money than.
And when we put that motherfucking like stealing Christmas from the NBA is diabolical. Like that was the we're like, you guys have Thanksgiving. Like we could just give us one thing. Like they're gonna literally do all that. D Shaw, you were late, baby. We talked about IMG out the gate, dog. Yeah. That's why I won't go to Mexico City. Sorry, yeah. Just places I just don't want to go. One of the places I don't want to be is tortured in a place where I don't know the language. Like, just kill me. Don't talk to me. Like, because imagine somebody yelling at you, "Don't stop!" No, I don't. I don't know what's going on. You can yell it as much as you want to. I don't know what's going on. Melbourne's probably going to be like.
They have some beautiful infrastructure there. Imagine stadium and they're going to make the whole spectacle.
Mm-hmm.
Right. On to more NFL news. Some hiring. Robert.
Ooh.
Did you know?
Jesus Christ. No, I didn't, but look at that picture. Yeah, man, that's listen, that picture right there. Yeah, man, it was time to retire, dog. You'd say that picture looks like a motherfucker that's tired. Like he's tired. He's like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, fuck that, man. These people here. That is wild. Yeah, he looks like a dad. It's crazy because some of us don't. I wonder if this is how it always was. Some people do still look like the dads in the 80s and 90s. Because he's only 30 something. Like, yeah, he's only 30 something. Like, but he gotta be, like, right? He's hold on, let me just, now you got me questioning. But see what I'm saying? Like, that's what they like when I go look at Carl, like them guys look, he's 33 years old. He turns 34 April 10th.
But he's gonna live in a lap of luxury. Maybe he'll gain some of that hairline back.
You got a white wife. The things that you would think would make him better. That's stressed.
That's a 90s ass mustache.
Yep, that looks like a dad. Like, just heard his son say, Dad, my grades are F because the teachers haven't turned everything in. That's the look I give Trey when he tells me some dumb shit. Like, that's the look of a man that's a 40-year-old father. Stern father look. As a 40-year-old father, I can tell you.
Kudos to him. Good career.
Yep.
Now we're on to
Yeah.
Taquitos, Crunch Wrap, Honey Crisp, Nacho Cheese.
Too much going on, but like honey chili, I'm intrigued.
Let's make a taquito crunch wrap with a honey chili crisp nacho cheese. We're swapping the tostada with crunchy, crispy Jose Olay chicken and cheese taquitos that you could honestly just dip and eat as is, but we get a little extra in this house. The big game is coming up, and now you know exactly what to make for your guests. Pile the with ground beef, honey chili crisp nacho cheese, those crunchy chicken and cheese taquitos, sour cream, veggies for health, and another pile of cheese. This is packed with flavor and perfect for game day, so go grab yourself some Jose Olay taquitos, now available at Walmart.
Further supports my hot take. White people love Mexican food.
Without a doubt.
They love it.
One of my favorite quotes I've ever heard is everybody want to be black until it's time to be black. And you can use that for brown. So, like, we got all of this talk right now, right, about Bad Bunny, who's Puerto Rican. It's a fucking American, right? But you know what's going to happen on May 5th? Everybody's going to be drinking margaritas and eating fucking tacos.
Exactly.
Tuesday, yesterday, you know what everybody was doing? Was creating a fucking national holiday. A weekly holiday, Taco Tuesday. Everybody eats fucking tacos on Tuesday, but hates Mexicans. But then they're like, not those Mexicans. We like these Mexicans. It's just all the rapists and the terrorists and this. Like, bro, you've never met a bad man. It's just like the dudes who say black fathers this, but you have never met a bad black dad. I have. Yeah. And I don't have that. I had one.
You wouldn't be in the areas to meet bad black.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, you only get to me, the craziest thing about America for the most part, right? Is there are people who have never encountered the people that they have such disdain for or such bad thoughts of. You've only got the best. So you should only believe the best. Like, you should think every Mexican is amazing because of the tacos that you've eaten. Just straight off the tacos and guac. Like, I told one person straight up, I was like, what black dads do you know that are bad? I'm like the only black person you know. And I'm telling you that they're not that bad. So, like, you got to at least be like, you know what, James, that's great. It's like me coming around, like, I've met some terrible white people. But I don't think all white people are bad. Actually, like, I fucks with a lot of them. More than I don't. And I'm terrified of white women after watching the Emmett Till video. But imagine if me, like a guy who took that in them. So I just want people to realize, imagine a world, right, where the people who actually have had really bad encounters treated you because of other encounters that they treated you the way that they've dealt with because of things they've actually dealt with. And their parents dealt with. That'd be wild, right? And that's the other brings it like, man, to see a brother have cabbage that he goes out there and gets himself. I'm sure there's some other people that work there, but like I told, the first thing I said, get rid of these. We need to get rid. Who's going to fucking get my avocados? There's a whole commercial. Like, you know what I haven't seen since the ice raids, and it's sad. It's like avocados from Mexico. It's like a jingle. And I haven't seen no avocados from Mexico jingles anymore. But like, who's gonna get my berries and all the other stuff? Man, I know what I like to do, and I know what like just hey, bruh. I'm not going up on no goddamn roof. And like one thing the Mexicans did when they did our roof, I think it was a year ago. Them bitches was up there at 6 a.m. and it was done by 6 p.m. That whole thing got done in a day. They powered through it, had their lunch pails up on the roof. Like they was chewing, they was eating taquitos and drilling or hammering, whatever they were doing. So, man, but that looks fire though. Long story short, looks like a healthier version of what we would get at Taco Bell. But I don't know why we had to add the extra. Maybe the taquitos gives you a little crunch or something like that. But I think that part was unnecessary. But all the other shit was, it just looks delicious.
Stacked it like a burger that ate itself.
Speaking of pale white woman, though, there is one that dates a tall black dude that like every time he asks for something, she makes it from scratch. Like he was like, what do you want to eat? I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. She made the bread. She made the peanut butter from scratch and the jelly. And I'm like, is this what it's like? This is what that's why I'm shocked about Robert Woods in his hairline, because he should be peaceful. But clearly he's not getting peanut butter and jelly made from scratch.
Subject. Okay, I guess this is old head swallow.
Oh yeah, I gotta add another. Oh yeah, these.
I don't know.
They're fighting.
I'm done with circus. No.
And Congo.
That is who buy.
A guy who we only want to see knock out people, and a guy who we don't see get knocked out are fighting. Well past their proms. That's wild. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that. Yeah, and I'm a big Tyson fan. Oh, I mean, one before we get into that, that is one of my favorite Black History moments, and something that I've always told people. Miles, you've heard me say this so much. That the originator of the original Black History, the guy who integrated bigger than Martin Luther King, is Bear Bryant. But before we get into that, Karuchi, apparently Karuchi Tran, I didn't know that was her name, and Deion Sanders nearly split during her cancer battle. This man told me, you don't have to stay, you don't have to deal with it. Sanders also admitted he wanted Tran to have a decision saying, when I went through last year, it triggered something in me to start living. I gave you your out. Okay. Does this mean Deion's lived his whole life to have his whole face?
I don't. So who gave who the out?
Deion.
Deion was saying, wife, while you're sick with cancer, if you want to see somebody else.
Now he survived it. He was just like, once he survived, he said, God told me I got to start living. Like, I don't know what that means. Like, cause he's been living, dog.
This man never want to grow up. That's okay. I feel you do what makes you happy, bro. Just be honest with you.
And she's talking about, she's saying, no, she just realizes where she's at. So anyways, I thought that was more to it. Let's get to our Black History fact. So you guys can get educated and learn what really makes America great.
University of Southern California to bring USC down to Tuscaloosa so they could see the future of college football, because John McKay had himself an integrated team. He had this big running back down there, Sam Bam Cunningham. And John McKay told Bear Bryant he didn't want to do it because he didn't want his players to go down there to live in segregated, hotels and restaurants. Yeah, just that bad. And Bear said, don't worry about that. I'll take care of it. They need to see the future of football. And they said that John McKay brought his boys down. They tore Alabama up. Sam Cunningham ran for over 200 yards on them. And by the end of the game, the white Southerners in Tuscaloosa started hollering for Bear Bryant. Bear, get us one. They wanted a black player. And John McKay went down to Bear and shook his hand at the end of the game. They beat them bad, 38-7 or something. I can't quite remember the score. But he said, I hope you know I didn't try to run the score up on you, Bear. Bear said, no, John, you did exactly what I needed you to do. And next year, Alabama was integrated with black football players. And all that started dying. And all the black players started staying at home. The old Southern mindset was destroying the South. And then finally, when the Republican Party took over down South, they started to bring industry down South. All this stuff about King Cotton, and we don't want no Northerners coming down here. It was ended. You can't have commerce unless you have commerce. You have to have trade. So this old-fashioned idea of hating Yankees, and we don't want them coming down here changing our way of life, had to go out the window. And they said Bear Bryant bought down,
did you hear that?
asked John McKay down at University of Southern California to bring USC down to Tuscaloosa so they could see the future of college football, because John McKay had himself an integrated team. He had this big running back down there, Sam.
You'll never, ever understand history until you truly understand sports. Especially the South does not know what it does not know. Like, you try to paint these things, at the end of the day, the only thing that America cares about is the bottom line. So you either adapt or you die. And every now and then there comes a good white. Even though Bear said some wild shit before. But Bear also said that I need some of them colored players. And the only way I could get a colored player is to show them that I need colored players. And he said, I'll get colored players when I find I need to have some colored players. And then he went and found, that's what he's missing. That's what he's missing in this story too, is that Bear went and fucking got them cats to come down there and whoop his ass. And then he went and he had George Wallace. This is how powerful sports is. And why when people say don't politicize sports, I don't know when, tell me a time when it wasn't. That man had George Wallace, segregation today, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever. Call a black quarterback in Alabama and say, I would love to see you be the starting quarterback at the University of Alabama. Now, that kid went to Tennessee and ended up being the first black starting quarterback in the SEC. But the point is, football is so powerful. And this is my guy. I can't think. I love the comedian where he says if trans LGBTQ wanted to change people's mindsets, go down and beat the University of Alabama in some football. When those coloreds came down and whipped that behind, they said, man, we need that one right there. Shane Gillis, yeah. Shane Gillis, and then there's this new black guy that's pretty funny too. Yeah, Josh Johnson. I love him. And then Hannibal. But those aren't. Hannibal's not new. He's been around for a minute. Just love those guys. Those guys are fucking hilarious. It's just the way they talk about things that are just there, and that, and the way they can deliver it to where even if you are like on the wrong side of the thought, like you can at least chuckle at the dumbassness that you have. Dog, what he said about Bill Gates is absolutely, like, Bill Gates he's a terrible billionaire. Like, this man asked Epstein for he was cheating on his wife with his bridge coach. Bridge is a card game. But it gets worse. He asked Epstein for Adderall so that he can get better at bridge. He wanted a performance-enhancing fucking drug for cards. How bored are you as a billionaire that you got to do that? It's funny. Like, he's a terrible person and he's lame. So, anyways, man, on that note, man, appreciate everybody for chopping it up with us on this Wednesday. Trying to get back current, get back consistent. And outside of that, man, we will chop it up with you guys. Appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. We'll see you guys next time.